Ben Simmons is now out for the rest of the season as Jacque Vaughn released a statement that he will not be used at all for the Nets. Can't say anyone didn't see this coming, as we have seen time and time again that Ben is just a liability on the team, and he has become useless on every single team he has been on in his career, which makes me think that there really isn't any hope for this man anymore, and sooner or later he may not even have a future in the NBA anymore. Now, what do I mean by he lacks the ability to grow and learn? I mean by the sense of how Ben Simmons is 26 years old, and this is his third time he has now been out due to injury, which everyone does not believe because it has been the same injury since 2021 that he mysteriously had. Since he joined the Brooklyn Nets, he has regressed massively as a player, and everyone was wondering what in the world happened to him. He went from being an all-star, all-NBA caliber player to now being a role player who is afraid to score and is not reliable anymore, and has gone on record as to say that he is now useless on the team from Jacque Vaughn himself.
And trying to figure out what lineup fits around Ben, how we can make him look good at every opportunity. That's the goal, and I'm still trying to figure that out.
This player, by the way, was traded for James Harden. I repeat, this player was traded for James Harden, which the Nets aren't really kicking themselves too much because since they traded KD and Kyrie, they have been really solid in the Eastern Conference and are currently in playoff contention. But once again, Ben Simmons is choosing to bail on his teammates, and at this point, nobody cares anymore, as he has become an afterthought in the NBA. Now, the second thing that I said about Ben Simmons is how he is a quitter, and I have said this before, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say this again. Ben Simmons, after what happened in 2021, instead of working hard and getting better to redeem himself after what happened in Game 7, he quits on the 76ers and sat out for the rest of the year, and he whined like a child. Then the same thing happened again in the 2022 playoffs when he said he was going to play, but he never did, and he bailed on the Brooklyn Nets yet again. So 2 times he showed that he is a quitter and he's not reliable when his teammates need him the most. Another thing that Ben Simmons truly lacks is the drive and hunger to be better and dominate. Like I already said before, look at someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo, someone who had to work to gain the level of dominance that he has in the NBA now. He was a skinny 6'11" forward who was not the best at anything, but over time he grew as a player. He got better. He was working on every single thing to become one of the best players in the league. And then after all of that, he became an MVP. He became a Finals MVP, and he became an NBA champion, and he currently is probably the best player in the league. And you know what? The person who helped him become one of the best players in the league was none other than Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. Another player who was not great right out the gate, but he had to work his way to becoming one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and he became an all-time legend. And the hard work paid off for both of those players. To see someone like Ben Simmons, who has all these gifts and all the talent in the world, and he just refuses to do anything with it, it is honestly just insulting and embarrassing if you love the game of basketball. I myself am not the greatest basketball player in the world, but if you're paying me all this money to go out there and play, I'm going to do it. And to see someone like Ben Simmons who just won't even play anymore, and he's getting paid all this money, it's just really insulting. Because look at all these players who are now, look at all these young guys in the NBA who are hungry. They are working every day to get better. And you see someone like Ben Simmons who has done nothing over the past couple of seasons, and he's just getting paid all this money. It's just really disappointing to see. I do not know what happened, but it just seems like Ben Simmons doesn't want anything in the league anymore. We don't know what he wants for his career at all. We don't know if he wants to be a champion. We don't know if he wants to be an MVP. We don't know what he wants because he doesn't have that hunger anymore. And to think that he ended up winning Rookie of the Year, which honestly he really should not have won in the first place because Donovan Mitchell was by far the better candidate. But we were so blinded at the time because of the hype surrounding this guy. We were all hyping this man up to be the next LeBron James / Magic Johnson archetype. We were all mesmerized by his defense, his playmaking, and his ability to get to the rack and his slashing ability. And somewhere along the line, Ben Simmons just forgot how to do all those things that made him great. And you want to know something that's really bizarre? Remember this guy? Yeah, this guy.
Team foul limit, the Sixers for their part in the penalty, a rather...
One the other night, that was very questionable. Well, it's a little off.
he has somewhat had a revival in his career, and since he's been traded to the Orlando Magic, he has been improving year after year. And yes, he did tear his ACL, but again, he shows that he wants to get better and better, and we see that throughout this entire season that he has been improving year after year after year. And we can all see that he really wants to redeem himself and become better. We all know the fiasco in Philly. He was also a #1 pick, ironically, and he was not living up to the expectations. But now he is gaining some attention, and honestly, I hope he gets better, and I'm honestly rooting for the kid because he still has time as he is a young player. But I mentioned Markelle to say this, and I'm going to say this in closing. Both of them were #1 picks, had all the potential and hype. Now, one is hungry and looking to get better, and the other one is sitting out for the rest of the season and may have that bust label on his name. Moral of the story, everyone, be more like Markelle Fultz and not Ben Simmons. This is the NBA Nerd, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.